Hey guys, it's Malon or Malonb, and I'm here to finally make an update. I want to really try and make an update at least once a month. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it as often as I did before, like once or twice a month or so, or every week or something. Just because sometimes the time is not there, and also I don't have much time to actually make much. So anyway, also just FYI, I couldn't find the cover for my tablet, the one that actually goes into my tripod. So I'm just kind of like makeshifting something that where I can use my tripod for. And also the cover I'm using now, which is the one I use for my son, so if he drops it, nothing happens. I actually don't know if it covers the microphone or not. So if you can't hear me that well, I apologize, but that's probably it. So let me just get right into it. I have a couple of stuff, actually I have a bunch of things I finished since last time, and also I have a couple of patterns I released since last time as well, so I'll share those with you. Let me just, I guess, begin with the pattern I released on January, and I guess this kind of goes into my resolutions for this year. I wanted to do something that I actually was going to really try to stick to, and I was watching videos, like I do that sometimes, just watch inspirational videos, and the one came up, I forgot which one it was, but one came up where it mentioned that and it's a really good idea, I think, to make resolutions monthly as opposed to just for the whole year. That way every month you have a goal to reach, and you're more likely to, I guess, to get to those goals and to to actually do them. So my resolution for this year in general, or monthly resolution, I guess, is to try and release or create one pattern per month, either crochet or knit. And I didn't really give myself any rules as far as what it is, what kind of project, how big or small it is. I just want to be able to like make myself or give myself the time and, I guess, chance to be creative and make up a pattern in general. So the one for January was inspired by The Legend of Zelda, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you have definitely have seen it already. I had some pattern testers that had also finished theirs already and shared as well. It was it's a knitted cowl with a Triforce motif. It looks like this, and this one is actually the second one I made, which I have not gave myself the time to put it up on Ravelry yet, but this is what the cowl looks like. It's a really short cowl. It's my preferred length. I prefer tight cowls as opposed to really long ones where you can loop them, although I do like them as well. So for this one, actually, the thing I wanted to release was the Triforce design. It's supposed to like the actual pattern for the cowl, but looking up on Ravelry, when I tried posting just the design on there, I don't know if they changed the rules or not, but they had this thing that said something about how they I guess we prefer if you don't post up charts, like charts alone or by themselves. So I just decided to make it into a cowl. But again, this is what it looks like, and it has the Triforce design or the Triforce motif all around it. The chart itself is pretty easy, I think. It's just yarn overs and knit two together pretty much. And if you don't know what a Triforce is, again, inspired by the Legend of Zelda games. It's I don't know, I even forgot like the description that I was reading of it, but it's mainly what in the game that's the goal to get that or to reach that, because whoever has a Triforce can use it to, I guess, either turn the world evil or take over the world. If you're evil, I guess it turns evil, and if you're good, it's good. That kind of thing. I probably didn't explain it all that well, but if you guys are familiar, I'm pretty sure you know. This is the first one I made. I do have a page up for this one on Ravelry. And if you can tell, which hopefully I hope you can, since that was the goal, right? The Triforce is one triangle made up of three smaller triangles. if you can tell. I have better pictures on Ravelry, better pictures on my project pages as well. So again, this one is up there, this one is not yet. And talking about, like I said, my main thing was the, I guess, the motif for it, as opposed to the whole pattern for this. So for that, for the motif, I just meant it to be something that you can add into anything or everything. You know, any project you may have. I was thinking of making like baby blankets, you know, the regular long scarves, into hats. I think Sarah of Germany, she mentioned that she was going to, I think, attempt to put it on some socks. So that would be awesome. I mean, just anything, you know, just a chart you can use for whatever you want. It is live on Ravelry, so if you want to check it out, I named it Triforce Cowl. Now let's see, the next thing I finished that you have seen last time and is now done is the sweater. What was it called? It's called the Everyday Cardigan. It was from a book I showed it last time. I don't have it with me right now, but this is what it turned out like. I finally added buttons. I was iffy about whether I was going to add buttons or zipper, but I just decided on buttons. It actually looks it is a little big on my son. So I think this year has not really been wearing it because it is a little big. For next year, I think it'll be the perfect size. I really like it. Again, for this one was the first time I used the Walmart brand worsted weights yarn. I have not washed it yet, so I don't know how it washes, but it feels pretty soft. For me, it has like a sort of a heather look, which I really like. I definitely look into maybe trying out more yarns, again, depending on how it washes. I have some left from the two skeins that I used for this, the gray and the blue. And I actually was planning on making something like something smaller, you know, that I can wash and see how the yarn does. The one thing I remember I did not like about the yarn was that for both of them, and I don't know if maybe I just got two odd ones, but for both of the skeins I got, I was unable to find the yarn to pull from inside, so I had to take it out from the outside of the skein, which is not so bad, but to me, it's actually, I don't like it because when I try to take it out from the outside, I can't just easily pull it, you know. I have to like actually get the skein and unwind it. Otherwise, if I just pull on it, it's gonna roll everywhere. So I really prefer skeins or balls where I can pull it from the middle. So that's one finished project. Oh, also, again, if you follow me on Instagram, which I am Malonb, you have seen this already as well. Last month I went to a convention and I had forgotten that I had made this hat. I made it probably like months ago, like literally like months ago, and I was not very happy with it because it came out a lot slouchier and bigger than what I envisioned and what the pictures on the pattern showed. Obviously it was just me, either my gauge is really off, which wouldn't be a surprise, or it was just me pretty much. I guess the reason why it came out so big and slouchy. But anyway, I wasn't happy with it, so I just put it away and forgot about it. Until the convention, I found it again while looking through some stuff to see what I wanted to wear. And I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna rock it, and I did. There's some pictures on Ravelry, or one picture on Ravelry. I think I posted the pictures, or I posted this up on Instagram as well. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw it. So anyway, this is the hat, and I think the pattern I used, which actually I wasn't very sure the actual pattern I used for this, but the pattern that looks most similar to this, which I'm pretty sure was that one, is linked to the Ravelry. I think they also have a baby or toddler or kid version, which I plan on doing. So if I make one for Rohan, hopefully we can be matching sometime. It's another finished project. Let me see what else. I also finished another vest. I showed you guys, I think, a blue one I finished last time called the Jana vest. I don't have it with me, and I actually have a list of the stuff I made just so I don't forget anything. But I do have it up on Ravelry. Maybe I'll post a picture up here for you guys. I showed you the cowls. The other item I don't have with me right now, but I'll post up a picture, is I made a hearts pillow. It's not all crocheted. The crochet part is a heart on the pillow itself, and the pillow is made from felt. Again, just because I needed something really quickly so I can take some pictures for Valentine's Day. I took some pictures with my son Rohan with a pillow. It's the best that I could do. I'll post it up here for you guys. That is also up on Ravelry, I'm pretty sure. Let me see what else. Oh, I think this is the last one actually. It is the shawl. Oh no, no, I have one more pattern that I don't have the item with me right now, but the pattern for February that I released for this month is a vest for a toddler. I made it to the size for my son, which is 2 years, 2T or 24 months, and it's called the Fade to Blue vest, crochet vest or something like that. It is up on and released on Ravelry already. I do have 2 finished projects up on my page on Ravelry as well. The first one I made was a blue. It's like an ombre look with blue, and then the second one I made to test the pattern was with a brown and some greens. They turned out pretty awesome, I think. It uses, what was it, 10? No, like 11 or 12 buttons. If you guys want to make it, that size specifically, it is again up and live on Ravelry. You can check it out. It's called the Fade to Blue vest, or just go check out my page on Ravelry and you'll be able to get the link for the pattern there. And all the patterns that I have out are all on my blog, by the way, which I'm pretty sure the link for my blog is down below in the description somewhere. So for that, talking about the sizing for that one, which again, I only have the one size, a 2T or 24 months. I'm really trying to, or I really want to, and more like I probably will, I probably will eventually end up learning how to resize items, I guess that quick way or schematically or however you say it. So I wouldn't have to actually make each item in every size, as opposed to just kind of having one pattern on one size, and then, you know, with math or whatever it is that you need, just size it up or size it down. That way I don't have like, or I don't limit myself to just one size, if you guys know what I mean. And if you guys do that or know how to do that, or can share some information with me so I can learn myself, that'll be very awesome. I was gonna say something else that I want to learn, but I'll talk about it after, I guess. So let me guys show you the pattern I have that will be released in March. I plan to release it for the mid-March, maybe March 15th or so. It is a crocheted shawl. And for this one, guys, again, if you follow me on Instagram, then you already know that I'm looking for suggestions on the name. And I'm actually also looking for pattern testers. So if you guys, any one of you guys want to test the pattern for me, please just let me know. Send me share your email with me. The one thing I do want to say about sharing or telling me things on YouTube is I would prefer for you guys to leave me a comment as opposed to sending me a message via YouTube, because I don't know if it's just me that I didn't do the settings correctly or whatever, but if anybody ever sends me messages on YouTube, I don't get them. I don't see them. I don't get notifications. If I go look into my messages, there's nothing. Even though people have told me they sent me things, but there's nothing there at all. So do not send me direct messages via YouTube. You can definitely leave me comments on the videos that I do see and I can reply to, but don't send me messages here. If you want to send me like a private message, do it on Instagram or my Facebook page, which I do check often as well. So anyway, I need name suggestions and pattern testers for this shawl. It is a crochet shawl, as you can see. It looks like this. It's a very easy shawl. It is just made up of double crochets and single crochets. and chain chain spaces, of course, as you can see. So what do you guys think? If it's like this, it's a pretty comfy shawl. For this one, actually, you can make it as big as you want, as small as you want. You can make it in any color, in any weight of yarn, any hook you want to use. As long as you're happy with the fabric that you are getting in the end, it's just up to you. I think it's very awesome. I think somebody commented on Instagram already that the first thing they thought about was, when they saw this, was honeycomb. So, I mean, you know, maybe I'm still looking for options on the name. And as I mentioned, if you guys want to be testing the pattern, just either comment with your email below, or if you want to reach out to me via my Facebook page or Instagram, you can send me a direct message with your email, and I will be forwarding the pattern over to you guys so you can test it out. I don't, well, my only requirement, and it's not even a requirement, it's really flexible, is, as I mentioned to you guys, I hope to post this up or to release a pattern up on around March 15th. So whoever wants to test a pattern, if you could, you don't have to finish it by then, but if you can give me your feedback about it, you know, in case I need to update or, you know, make it clearer or anything like that, if you can give me some feedback by then, I would really appreciate it. Again, this is the shawl, looking for a name and also pattern testers. And the border for it, it has sort of like a ribbed look right here, and it's just made up with, I don't know how clearly you can see that, but it's made up of double crochets, and it's front post and back post, and except the last row is single crochet. Also, depending how long or how wide you want to make it, single crochet, but same thing, front post or back post. Let me see what else I have to share with you guys. I think that's all that I have finished. That's all that I have going on right now. I do have a couple of other items that are in the works. They're more long-term projects, I guess. Let me show you this one. This is a new one, I want to say baby blanket, but to be honest, it's just gonna be as big as it gets. It's called the 10 stitch, I wrote it down, 10 stitch blanket. It's a knitted blanket. I don't know how clearly you can see it, but it starts in the middle. You make a square, and then you just, you know, attach as you go, and then make it bigger and bigger like this, like a spiral. So I'm going to be making this as big, I guess, like I said, as big as it gets. I don't really have a specific size I want to make this. Ideally, it will be at least big enough to be a blanket for my son. The yarn I'm using for this was, I'm pretty sure last time I showed you guys that I wanted to get, or I got this yarn to match another green yarn I was making a blanket with. The blanket did not turn out, unfortunately, because there was a yarn difference on the weights of yarn, so it just didn't turn out. So instead of making that one, I'm making this one with that yarn. So hoping that that turns out. Another item I'm working on right now, which actually I think I have right here, which again you guys have seen last time, and since last time I redid it. And this was the crossover wrap, I think it's called, the wrap shawl, something like that. But it was a crochet item where you crochet like a really long, basically just a scarf, and then you wrap it around and sew it in such a way where it comes out to be like a vest. Again, I explained to you on the last video. I also made a Ravelry page for this one, so you can definitely look up the link to that pattern. Although since then, like I said, I had to redo everything because I kept messing up the pattern. As simple as it was, I was trying to work on it multiple times while I was watching my son, and I ended up frogging like 5-10 rows at a time because I didn't pay close enough attention to it, I guess. And ultimately, I just got over it. I just got over it. And I wanted to do something super, super simple, nothing to think about. And after the fact, like after I started this one, I went to browse to Ravelry to see if they had something similar, and of course I did. So they have patterns that are very similar to the crochet one, except they're knitted. I'm not following any of them, but I basically just made up my own, which is again the same concept, just making a really long scarf, and then at the end you just sew it and wrap it around in such a way where it comes out to be like a vest. So again, I made it knitted as opposed to crochet. So far I have this much. I have a pretty good amount, and it's kind of sad that it's curling, even though I did some garter rows on each side. So this is pretty much a pattern, again, very simple. It's just I think 4 or 5 garter stitches at the end, as you can see, and then the stitches in between are 5 knitted, 1 purl, 5 knitted, 1 purl, etc. So that's gonna be the whole fucking the whole scarf. That's what it will be. That is the pattern, and the yarn I'm using is turning out pretty awesome. It was a skein I got on sale. I don't know, I think maybe I'm halfway through. Maybe not halfway, maybe a little less than halfway. This one is Malon Baked Cakes, and the colorway is, I forgot the colorway name. It's called Mint Fudge. This is how much I have left. Malon Cake. So again, just working on this. All I can say about this is that the knitted item takes so much less yarn than crochet does. It does come out with a thinner fabric, of course, but that's no problem because this is for layering anyway, so I think that works out. What else am I working on? I think that's all I actually have on the needles or on the hook right now. Let me just try to go over my list here. What I am, I think that's all, yeah. What I am trying to brainstorm right now is any new patterns for not March, but April. And talking about April, I was actually thinking of doing the video, 1 video a day, or like a video every day. I don't know what that's called exactly, but it's when, you know, you post a video daily for that month, because April is my son's birthday month. He turns 2 years on the 7th of April, so really excited for that. And I guess this kind of goes into the family stuff. He's doing pretty good. He's getting so big. So big. And I think, what was her name? Oh my gosh, I forgot her name, but I need to look you up. I'm going to put it down here somewhere. I watch your videos all the time. I look at your updates all the time, and now I see how big your son is also getting. It's so quickly that they grow, because I see the same differences in my son, where, you know, his face changes. You know, it's just amazing. I feel very grateful about my family, or for my family, to have my son with me. If you guys didn't know, I mean, maybe it's too much information, and it doesn't matter now anyway, but it's, you know, growing up, I never really wanted kids, but now obviously I can't live without my son, so I just feel really grateful. He's going to be 2 years again in April. I'm brainstorming as to what to make for him. If you guys recall, last year I made him a crochet amigurumi with a pink pattern. I forgot what the pattern was for, but it was like a fox doll. Maybe I'll show you guys here. And for Christmas, if you guys remember, I made him one of the monster dolls by Rebecca Danger, I think it was. I'll post it here. So for his birthday, I actually am not sure what to make him. Do you guys have any suggestions? The 2 things that kind of came to mind, but I don't know if they're such a good idea, is I wanted to make him one of those fake bear rugs, probably crochet because that's quicker, but a fake bear rug. Although I think it's a little dangerous to actually use it as a rug, because he just runs around everywhere and he trips on his own feet a lot of the time. So just having anything, bumpy or anything that he's gonna run on, it's not the greatest idea. So I'm iffy about that. Or I was thinking just making it and then using it as like decoration kind of thing, like on the wall. But I don't know if that's a good idea either. So the other thing I was thinking about was making him one of those like large puffs where you sit. Um, and I think Twinkie Chan, is that her name? She has a lot of really cute patterns out. I think she has at least one book out, if not more. She has this pattern for a donut puff or pillow, a large pillow pretty much, I think it is. And I was thinking of doing that. I don't know if that would be large enough for him to actually sit on. Ideally, it would serve as a seat, so it serves a purpose kind of thing, and it would be cute at the same time. If you guys have made one, definitely let me know. Or if you have any suggestions, like I said, I just need a suggestion as to what to make for him since it's already March. So I'm sorry, it's going to be March soon. I'm already in March. What else? Let's see, he's doing pretty good. So I will be trying to do the video once a day in the month of April. Now, because I don't know how well I will actually be at that, or how well it would actually go. I'm pretty sure I will not be editing my videos then, so I am going to probably practice. If not, probably the next update, or maybe I'll make some random video in between where I just want to see how the video actually looks if I tape it or record it and upload directly to YouTube from my phone or the tablet. So I'm going to try that sometime in the future, just FYI, you guys. It will not have an intro or anything like that, obviously, since I'm not editing, so we'll just have to see how it turns out. And if it goes well in April, I will be doing one for November as well. Since November is my birthday, November 4th, I'm really excited. And you know what? It's my family, or it's my son gets older, and he realizes, eventually he will be realizing, or get a grasp on holidays and special days or anniversaries, etc. I think I really want to maybe start celebrating my birthday for at least a week as opposed to just one day. The same thing with his. Right now he doesn't really care much, or really I think notices the difference. But again, as he gets older, I want to give him that special day for sure. Maybe give him the special week. And so I will be, again, if it goes well for April, I will be doing the same thing in November. And talking about my birthday, I turned 35 this year, which is like, oh my gosh, right? 35. Something I've always wanted to do. And for a few years now, I've been telling myself that I wanted to do this for my 35th birthday. I want to go skydiving. So that will be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I looked into it a little bit, so the only bad thing, or it's not a bad thing, but it's something that I have to figure out with my family is what we will be doing, if I will be going on my own, who would want to come with me. I think maybe one other person I know wants to come with me, which is a maybe, that hopefully, something we have to work on is that the place that I was looking at, they are in Virginia where I'm at, but they are a couple of hours away from me. So it just made me kind of figuring out what day I'm going, who's going to watch my son, which probably will be my husband, since he has no interest in skydiving. And it just, feeling good about it. Usually I'm with my son all day, every day, all the time, or a lot, or most of the time I would say. My husband does a pretty good job at watching him as well, or giving me some alone time when I need it. But most of the time I'm with him, so leaving him for hours on end is not something I enjoy doing. I always feel a little guilty, and I always wonder how he's doing, what he's doing, if he's eating, anything like that. So I really just have to see how I'm gonna feel about it. I think maybe for one day I can deal, since it will be 2 hours there. I think the class itself is maybe a couple of hours or something like that, maybe 3-4 hours. I don't remember exactly. And then 2 hours back, so it will be like a full day away from him. It will be my first full day without my son, which will be a little sad, but at the same time, I think we can do it. Or I was even thinking of maybe taking them with me. We can do like a weekend trip kind of thing, but he has never been away from the house for the night. So maybe it'll be something new. Again, just something we have to figure out. Have any of you guys been skydiving or want to go do it? Maybe not with me right now, but if you guys have ever wanted to do it, or if you guys have done it, can you share your experiences with me? My other, let's see, resolutions for this year. Oh, as I mentioned, I was doing monthly ones as opposed to yearly ones. One for January, it actually went pretty well. I told myself that I was going to stop getting and eating pastries in general because I'm huge on the sweets. I'm huge on pastries, and honestly, it used to be like a pastry for breakfast, or pastry, or with an S, pastries usually for breakfast, with my coffee or tea or whatever. And then whenever it is throughout the day that I had a coffee, that would, or tea again, which usually was in the afternoon, like as a pick me up, that would accompany, with another pastry or another, baked sweet thing, or, cookies or whatever it is. So I told myself, I made it a resolution for January to stop with the pastries. So instead of pastries, I started doing food or leftovers, which again, not, I guess maybe not ideal, but I would say it definitely is an improvement from, so much sugar and all that. So it's actually stuck still doing that this month, although I have given in here and there once or twice. But overall, I think it's going pretty well. Also, my resolution for last month went pretty well about jogging or running around my neighborhood at least once a week, which again does not sound like a lot at all, but going from zero jogging, zero walking around the neighborhood for probably years now, since my son was born at least, and if not before then as well, for years. Going from that to once a week is actually pretty good. Same thing for this month. This month actually my resolution was twice a week. However, the last week I actually got the flu, and it was like, man, I got the flu with at the same time that my husband got it, so we both got sick. And it's like, we couldn't catch a break. We both got sick magically, or whoops. Sorry, just got a notification here. I was saying that magically my son he didn't get it. We're both over it now. My son has still not gotten sick. We are so fortunate of that. So, we're just I'm pretty glad that I got over it. But because I was feeling bad and sickly, I didn't go jogging at all last week. So 1 week is out. But definitely will keep trying, and just trying your best to reach your goals, right? For January, for March, I probably will have the same ones. Food wise, I was going to try and eat a little healthier, or trying to research better or healthier ways for eating. That is not going so hot yet. It's not going that well yet, but I'm still attempting to. For March, I definitely plan to have some other goals that I can, realistically try to achieve by the end of the month. What else, guys? I think that's it. I'm still watching you guys. Your projects are awesome. Your videos are awesome. Your updates are awesome. Just keep making them. Sometimes I actually feel sad that I don't have more videos to watch. There's so many podcasts out there, right? But at the same time, I don't want to, I just don't go search for more. But at the same time, the ones that I do follow, there's so many that have also stopped making videos, or maybe they're not doing YouTube anymore for some reason, which is also a little disappointing and sad sometimes. Life goes on, I guess, right? You go to do different things. Maybe you leave the things you didn't like or didn't work out behind, all of that. But I was just actually thinking about that earlier this month sometime, about how I remember a lot of people who were making videos back in the day, but now I hardly or don't see them at all, or the same thing with their Ravelry groups. They had active groups, active Etsy stores. They made bags, they dyed yarn, but then for whatever reason they don't anymore. So I don't know what that has to do with much. I guess I'm just sharing with you guys. But that is all. Again, please let me know your suggestions for the name for the shawl here. Give me your name suggestions. It doesn't have to be about the color. Again, the pattern itself will be for any yarn, any color, any weight, any hook. So it doesn't have to be specifically about the color as far as the name goes. But give me your suggestions. You can leave me a comment down below, or like I said, if you want to reach me over to the Instagram or my Facebook page, definitely let me know. Also, if you want to be a pattern tester, want to test this pattern for me, just send me your email and I'll send it over to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. Now I will see you next time. Bye.